Welcome to Car Show Clips, a production of VintageCarStudios.com. Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go!
Hi, I'm Tony Branda. I'm here at Branda Performance, Shelby and Mustang Parts. We've been around for 40 years, and I'm here to talk about a few things with you today. One of them is my 66 Shelby GT350 Hertz edition, black and gold. What I've personally done is some engine work to keep her running, bought new tires, detailed it. Other than that, the car is all original when he bought it in 78. It needed one repaint in its life back in 84. And other than that, we just drive it, keep it clean, keep it running, do the fluids once a year, just have fun with it. In September of 1965, Shelby American General Manager Peyton Kramer struck up a deal with Hertz to offer the 66 GT350H Mustang as a rental car. The program was a clever one for Ford and Shelby, as it worked to promote the Shelby Mustang to potential buyers. As Ford puts it, the idea was to put high-performance, special edition Shelby Mustang coupes into the hands of racing enthusiast-minded rental customers. Hertz Sports Club car member back in 1966 and 25 years of age, you could drive off the rental car lot in a performance 306 horsepower Mustang Fastback. Total cost, $17 a day and 17 cents per mile. Not a bad deal by today's standards, not a bad deal back then. 1,001 were produced. Cobra 289 high-performance V8 engine, output 306 horsepower and 329 foot-pound of torque. As you can imagine, this venture was popular among the racing enthusiast crowd. In fact, it's been reported that some renters actually took their rental cars to the track where they would remove the engine and put it in their personal race car. At the end of the race day, they dropped the Cobra engine back into the rental car and returned it to Hertz. The idea was to avoid damaging the rental car while boosting the performance of their personal ride. Other stories tell of rental car drivers taking the car to the drag strip for a weekend of racing. As such, many of the rental cars were returned to the rental company in need of repair. Over the years, the 1966 Shelby GT350H Mustang has become highly sought after by collectors. In fact, there was a time when no one wanted to touch one with a 10-foot pole. After all, buying a used rental car wasn't a thing to do. Well, years later, the ones that are left are extremely valuable and easily net $150,000 or more in auctions each year. In fact, those lucky enough to own one own a coveted piece of Mustang history. Although the 1965 Shelby GT350 is what started it all, the 1966 Shelby GT350H is the car that delivered the message to the world. As can be imagined, the car is a favorite among Mustang enthusiasts worldwide. I try to drive it 2-3 times a week. Anywhere that, well, there's no cops, so I can just drive and not worry about them pulling me over.
Do you take it to very many car shows?
Yes, I do. I take between 5 different cars to different car shows So I just pick which one. But this car here, I bring the most of them right now because we finally got it done and driving like new.
Is it chrome original or do you have to have it re-chromed?
The bumpers, they're original bumpers. They were brand new NOS, so they were never re-chromed. The moldings on the car are stainless, and they're original. They were just polished. I believe the door handles are either originals or NOS. Other than that, the other chrome items are probably reproduction. But that was back way before I was around, when my dad had those put on. Okay, the black and gold, that was Hertz colors back then. And they mainly made black with gold. Then they started with a couple others, like white gold, green and gold, red and gold. And only a couple cars through Hertz were white and blue. Okay. But they were mostly black with gold. Hertz needed another car, and Shelby jumped on it. But really, it was Ford that jumped on it and told Shelby what he was going to do. Okay. Now, the thing about taking parts and engines out, here's a story for you. One guy rents a car, and he goes to a race. There's a couple Shelbys running in this race, and one of the notchback cars, a 66 notchback racer for Shelby, the carburetor blew out. Well, seeing that one of the friends knew his friend rented the Hertz, they went and stole the carb off, put it on the car, and that car ended up winning first place. And then they took the carb off after the race and put it back on the car. And then there's a lot of different things where people would use them, they'd rent them, they would race them, bring them back. Yeah, they wouldn't have the original engines and all this. All right, well, behind here, you have some of the parts we sell, taillight panels, taillights for the Shelbys. And then you got the engine parts, the oil pans, valve covers, air cleaner tops, some racing parts like the turkey pan. Then you got suspension parts, and then you get into more body parts here, fiberglass for the Shelbys. Then we got some displays of the fender, quarter panels, frame parts, then your lower and rear valance parts, doors, spoilers, louvers, and then that stuff back there at the louvers. You're getting into like the 69, 70 parts. And then we have our bay there for the Hertz car. And then as you go around, he's got his display horse, which lights up every night.
Visit our growing collection on Facebook at Car Show Clips and online at vintagecarstudios.com, where you can commission our unique artwork. Enjoy the memories and the machines.